A simple question from a little girl named Emma sparks a journey of self-discovery, courage, and authenticity. When Emma, a curious and bold 10-year-old, asks Barron Trump if he wants to follow in his father's footsteps and become president, his unexpected answer sends shockwaves through the media and society. The sun dipped low over the sprawling estate of Mar-a-Lago, casting a golden hue over the manicured lawns and shimmering pools. The air was thick with the hum of laughter and the clinking of glasses, as the annual charity gala hosted by the Trump family was in full swing. Hollywood stars, political figures, and business moguls mingled under twinkling fairy lights, their conversations a blend of power plays and polite small talk. Among them was Barron Trump, the youngest son of former President Donald Trump, now a young man of striking presence. Tall, with an air of quiet confidence, Barron moved through the crowd with a grace that belied his age. He was no stranger to the spotlight, yet he carried himself with a reserved demeanor, as if the weight of his family's legacy was both a privilege and a burden. Near the edge of the party, a little girl named Emma, no older than 10, stood clutching a notebook. Her wide eyes scanned the crowd, searching for someone. Emma was the daughter of a journalist covering the event, and she had been granted rare access to the gala. She was a precocious child, curious and bold, with a knack for asking questions that adults often avoided. Her notebook was filled with scribbled questions, but one in particular had been circled several times. "Do you want to be president one day?" Emma's gaze finally landed on Barron, who was standing by the fountain, momentarily alone. She took a deep breath, smoothed her dress, and marched toward him with determination. The crowd seemed to part as she approached, her small frame a stark contrast to the towering figures around her. Barron noticed her and smiled warmly, crouching slightly to meet her at eye level. "Hi," Emma began, her voice steady despite her nerves. "I'm Emma. Can I ask you something?" Barron's smile widened. "Of course. What's on your mind?" Emma opened her notebook and pointed to her circled question. "Do you want to be president one day?" The question hung in the air, and for a moment Barron's expression shifted, a flicker of something unreadable. The crowd around them seemed to hold its breath, sensing the weight of the moment. Barron straightened, his gaze thoughtful, and then he gave an answer that no one expected. Barron's response was quiet but firm. "I think being president is one of the hardest jobs in the world. It's not just about power or fame. It's about serving people, making tough decisions, and sometimes sacrificing your own happiness for the greater good. I've seen what it takes, and I'm not sure if that's the path for me." The crowd murmured, surprised by his candor. Emma, undeterred, pressed on. "But don't you want to make a difference? Like your dad?" Barron's eyes softened. "I do want to make a difference, Emma, but I believe there are many ways to do that, not just through politics. Sometimes, the most powerful changes come from quiet actions, from helping one person at a time." The exchange was brief, but it sent ripples through the gala. Whispers spread like wildfire, and soon the media caught wind of Barron's unexpected response. Headlines blared, Barron Trump's shocking answer. Does he reject the political legacy? The incident became a flashpoint, sparking debates about family expectations, personal ambition, and the pressures of growing up in the public eye. For Barron, the question lingered long after the gala ended. It wasn't just about politics. It was about identity, purpose, and the courage to forge his own path. And for Emma, the encounter was a lesson in bravery and the power of asking questions that mattered. In the days that followed, Barron found himself at the center of a media storm. Pundits dissected his words, speculating about his future and his relationship with his family. Some praised his honesty, calling it a refreshing departure from the usual political rhetoric. Others criticized him, accusing him of shirking responsibility or lacking ambition. The pressure mounted, and Barron felt the weight of expectations closing in. Meanwhile, Emma became an unlikely sensation. Her innocent question had struck a chord, and she was invited to appear on talk shows and news programs. She handled the attention with poise, but beneath her confident exterior, she struggled with a sudden fame. Her parents, protective but proud, tried to shield her from the harsher aspects of the spotlight. As the weeks passed, Barron and Emma's paths crossed again, this time at a charity event for underprivileged children. Barron had organized the event as part of his efforts to make a difference outside of politics. Emma was there as a guest speaker, sharing her experience and encouraging other kids to ask questions and pursue their dreams. The two reunited backstage, and Barron greeted Emma with a warm smile. "You've caused quite a stir," he said, his tone light but genuine. Emma grinned. "So have you. I didn't mean to make things complicated." Barron shook his head. "You didn't. You just asked a question that made me think. That's a good thing." Their conversation deepened as they discussed their shared experiences of growing up in the public eye. Barron opened up about the challenges of living up to his family's legacy, while Emma shared her fears about being judged or misunderstood. They found common ground in their desire to make a positive impact, even if their paths were different. However, not everyone was supportive of their newfound friendship. Critics accused Barron of using Emma for publicity, while others questioned Emma's motives. The media frenzy intensified, and both Barron and Emma found themselves grappling with the consequences of their actions. The tension reached a breaking point at a press conference where Barron was scheduled to speak about his charity work. Reporters bombarded him with questions about his political ambitions, his family, and his relationship with Emma. Barron remained calm, but the pressure was evident in his eyes. Finally, a reporter asked the question that had been on everyone's mind. "Barron, do you feel like you're letting your family down by not pursuing a political career?" Barron took a deep breath, his gaze steady. "I love my family, and I'm proud of everything they've accomplished. But I believe that true success comes from being true to yourself. For me, that means finding my own way to make a difference, whether it's through charity work, education, or something else entirely. I hope that people can respect that." The room fell silent, and then, to everyone's surprise, Emma stepped forward. She had been watching from the sidelines, and now she stood beside Barron, her small hand gripping the microphone. "I just want to say," she began, her voice clear and strong, "that Barron is one of the kindest, most genuine people I've ever met. He doesn't have to be president to make a difference. He's already doing it every day by helping people like me and so many others. And I think that's something we should all be proud of." The room erupted in applause, and Barron looked down at Emma, his eyes filled with gratitude. In that moment, the weight of expectations seemed to lift, replaced by a sense of clarity and purpose. In the aftermath of the press conference, the media narrative began to shift. Barron's honesty and Emma's heartfelt words resonated with people around the world. The focus turned from speculation about Barron's political future to the importance of authenticity and the many ways to make a difference. Barron continued his charity work, using his platform to raise awareness and support for causes he cared about. Emma, inspired by their friendship, started a project to encourage kids to ask questions and pursue their passions. Together, they became a symbol of hope and resilience, proving that even in the face of pressure and criticism, it's possible to stay true to oneself. Years later, Barron and Emma reunited at a gala celebrating their shared achievements. Barron had become a successful entrepreneur and philanthropist, while Emma was a rising star in journalism, known for her fearless reporting and commitment to truth. They stood together on the stage, reflecting on their journey. "I never could have imagined how one question would change my life," Emma said, smiling at Barron. "And I never could have imagined how one answer would lead me to where I am today," Barron replied. "Thank you, Emma, for reminding me that it's okay to be myself." The audience erupted in applause, and as they left the stage, Barron and Emma knew that their story was far from over. They had faced challenges, but they had also found strength in their friendship, and in the belief that true success comes from staying true to oneself. In the years that followed, Barron and Emma continued to inspire others with their work and their friendship. Barron's charity initiatives grew, impacting countless lives, while Emma's journalism shed light on important issues and gave a voice to the voiceless. They remained close, their bond a testament to the power of authenticity and the courage to ask questions that matter. And though the question of Barron's political future was never fully put to rest, it no longer defined him. He had found his own path, one that was true to who he was, and that, in the end, was all that mattered.